Hey, it's Brian Dixon, creator of the Amplify Method and author of the Online Sales Formula. And welcome to video 2 in the video series, 3 Keys to Impact and Income Online. Now, in the first video, I showed you 3 products you can create in 3 hours or less, because we know the key difference between a wantrepreneur and an online entrepreneur is having a product available for sale. And to really go the next level, you need to create your own product. In the last video, I showed you 3 products you can create each in 3 hours or less. If you need to revisit that video, just click on the button above. So now that you know how to create your own products, you need to know how to announce and sell these products to your audience. And that's what we're gonna cover in this video. In this training, I'll share my 3 favorite emails to help you sell your products. Now, there's a downloadable PDF right below this video. Just click on the button and download the PDF with the exact text of the emails, and I'll hop over to my computer and I'll walk you through them.
Hey everybody, welcome to the training on my 3 favorite emails. Now, I'm sure by now you know that sending emails to your subscribers is really important for engaging your readers and making online sales. And in this training, I'm going to reveal my 3 favorite emails, the ones we use with our clients when we create and launch courses to help them engage their audience and increase the sales of those courses. Are you as excited as I am? Can't wait. Let's go ahead and dive in. So the 3 emails that I'm going to share with you in this video training, number 1 is the 1 question for you email. Love that one. Number 2 is the did you get this email? And then finally, we'll finish it up with the you still up email. Super love that one. Totally my favorite. You're going to love it too. Let's get started. So, okay, the first email, this is going to help you discover what your audience wants. And who doesn't want to know what their audience wants? It's also going to help you figure out what to write about. So you'll no longer have that sort of that blank screen syndrome where you're just like, what should I blog about today? Like, what should I post on social media? This email will help you figure out what to write about. And then number 3, it'll clarify which course you should create. So, I talk to bloggers and authors every single day, and so many times they're struggling with, what should I actually try to sell to my audience? Like, what's the course I should create, or what kind of program should I make? This email will help you get clarity on what course you should create. Doesn't that sound awesome? You ready to dive in? Here we go. This email is called the 1 question for you email. All right, so here's the script right here. You can download the PDF right underneath this video. Just click the download PDF button. Okay, so the subject line of this email is 1 question for you, and then you insert the merge field first name. So depending on what your email program is, it's probably in brackets or little stars or something like that, but it's the merge field for first name. So for example, if I got this email from you, it would say, 1 question for you, Brian. Get it? Okay, 1 question for you, Melissa. All right, and then now the body of the email. Hey, Brian, or hey, first name. What are you struggling with the most right now? Isn't that an awesome question? What are you struggling with the most right now? Notice I didn't say, what are you struggling with when it comes to growing your blog? Or what are you struggling with when it comes to homeschooling your kids? No, we're leaving it wide open. What are you struggling with the most right now? Write me back and let me know. I promise I'll read your response. Thanks, and then your name. Okay, get it? So it would say, hey, Melissa, what are you struggling with the most right now? Write me back and let me know. I promise I'll read your response. Thanks, Brian. Doesn't that sound like really personal, right? It came from a real person who really cares about his audience. Now, the biggest pushback I get when I share this email with my coaching students is they say, well, like, what if they tell me something unrelated to what I write about? That's a great thing. You want them to tell you exactly what's going on in their life. You want to know your reader. You want to know your audience. And so if they wrote you back and said, I'm really struggling with my marriage right now, and you happen to write about homeschooling, well, guess what? You could probably write a blog post on how to homeschool your kids while you're struggling with your marriage. You don't have to call them out on it, but it's giving you great content for sharing on your blog. You might learn about a topic you had no idea that your readers were struggling with. And the other thing that I found from this email is that it actually shows you like the box your readers put you in. Like how do your readers see you? When they write you back and they tell you what they're struggling with, they're actually telling you how they see you kind of in their life. And so if they ask like, if they say, I'm struggling with a lot of these personal things, they're seeing you as a trusted advisor when it comes to the personal things of life. Or if they wrote you back and they said a lot of the technical things, like I'm really struggling with these technical things, like how do I set this up, or how do I do this, or how do I use that tool? They see you as more of a technician. And so it's very interesting, the feedback that you get. So here's why this email works, okay? Number one is actual people will write you back, and that's really powerful. Actual people will write you back because it feels like an actual person is writing them, because you're a real person. You're not a robot. You're a person emailing them. They get an email that says, wow, like Brian wants to know what I'm struggling with. Okay, I'll write him back. And then they write you back, and it's a real conversation. All right, number two is that Gmail will deliver future emails. So if you've been blogging for a while, or you've had an email subscriber database for a while, you've probably noticed that your open rates generally will go down over time. And the reason for that is your email will go into email jail, otherwise known as the promotions tab in Gmail. And you do not want that. You don't want your emails to land in the promotions tab. You definitely don't want your emails to land in the spam folder. And the way to avoid that is to get your readers to write you back. Once they write you back even one time, Gmail says, oh, this is a real conversation. This is a real person. And so they put it in your regular inbox, just like any regular conversation you're having, in your email inbox. So that's a good thing. All right. And then number three, you'll discover the right words to use. And this is my favorite part about this email. When people write you back and they say, hey, Brian, this is what I'm struggling with. Like, I can't decide between, the self-hosted WordPress and signing up for WordPress.com. Like, I now know I should call it self-hosted WordPress because those are the words that they used. But maybe they use some other words, and it's not the words that I would use, but now I know my audience is using those words. And so I'll take those words and I'll use them on a sales page. I'll use them in follow-up emails. I'll use them on blog posts. I'll even use them as podcast titles. When they tell you in their actual words what they're really struggling with, it gives you amazing content to use in the future. All right, let's hop over to email two. Email number two. This one is going to help you get your subscribers to read your email. And who doesn't want their subscribers to read their email? Number two, it's going to increase your click-through rate. So people actually clicking, not just reading your emails, but actually clicking your emails. Number three, it's going to show that you're a human, which is a good thing. All right. It's not like a newsletter just coming from, this team, but it's coming from a real person. And then number four, this email will help to generate goodwill with your readers. I know you're super excited. I'm super excited about this one. It's hard to pick between the three, but this is definitely one of my favorite emails that we send. And it's called the Did You Get This? Did you get this email? So this one's a little ninja, so let me explain how it works, all right? Let's say that you sent out an email inviting people to watch your new video series, as an example, or check out your new blog post, or, whatever, sign up for your program, okay? So you have your regular broadcast email that you send out, like, hey, I've got a new video series. This is what it's about. If you struggle with this, you need to check it out, and here's the link, okay? That's the first email that you sent, okay? Then what you do is you send this email after that first one. And I recommend that you only send this to people that didn't open or didn't click. It's totally up to you. Ideally, you just send it to people who didn't click, but you could also send it to people who didn't open and didn't click. And you can actually check that in your email marketing program, whatever you happen to use. All right, so what you do is you take that original email, hey, I've got this new thing, right? You take that email, and then you make some changes to it. So in my system, I duplicate that email, and then I add what you see on the screen right here. So the subject line, I add the RE, which is like regarding or respond, RE : and then I leave the original subject line. So for example, if it said new blog post today as the subject line, it would say RE : new blog post today. Okay, that's the subject line. And then what I do, in a different font, and ideally a different color. You notice I use this bluish purple color. So in a different color, right on the top line of the body of the email, I write, hey, first name. So hey, Melissa, just making sure you got this, Brian. Okay. Hey, first name, just making sure you got this dash your name. So I like to use like an unprofessional font. So maybe, a blue color that's bold and that's a different font than your Arial or Helvetica or the normal email font, like a different font. So it feels like it really came from a person, because it really did, because you're a real person. So, hey, Melissa, just making sure you got this, Brian. And then you have a couple little dashes. So I just do 3 little dashes. And then what I do is I grab the original sent date and the sender email address. And the way that I get that to make sure it's authentic is I actually go to my email inbox and I find that email that I sent to my list, which I'm on my own list. So I find like whenever I sent that first email. So let's say, for example, today is a Thursday, and you sent the invite to watch the video series on Tuesday, okay? You go back to your email inbox, you find your original email from Tuesday, and then you copy what they call the metadata, like Brian sent this email on Tuesday, that line of text. Okay, you go ahead and grab that, you copy that, and you paste it into the second email here. And then you also paste the original email that they didn't open or click. So that original one where you said, if you struggle with this, I have this new blog post that you need to check out. Click here, like that original email. That goes back into the second email. All right. Now, if I've really confused, I'm going to walk you through it one more time. All right. So you have the original email, which is there's the new blog post. You need to check it out. Okay. You send that on a Tuesday. Then 2 days later on a Thursday, you look to see for the people who didn't open that email, okay? You duplicate that email, so now you have a copy of it, and then you make some changes, and these are the changes. Number 1, you add the RE: at the beginning of the subject line, so it's like you're responding to your original email. You add the text on the top, which is in a different font. Hey, Melissa, just making sure you got this, Brian. And then you have a couple dashes so that it indicates, there's something original that was underneath this. You grab the original sent date and sender email address, which will be your email address, and then you have the original email. So it basically looks like you replied to your own email. It almost feels like a forward, but I don't like forwards. It's just not as professional as responding to that email. So you're essentially responding to your own email, but you're sending it to your reader, and you're saying, hey, just making sure you got this. So let me tell you why this works. Believe it or not, and this is true when we've done it with, a dozen clients, and we've seen it work time and time again. People appreciate the reminder. You might feel like you're bugging people, but just when you feel like you're annoying people, they're actually starting to pay attention. So if it's something really important, like, hey, my course is closing, or hey, this blog post is really going to help you, you need to check it out. Like, people will actually appreciate that you reminded them about it. It's true, all right? Number 2, it comes from a real person, right? It's not just this big blasty email newsletter that you're sending out, but you're actually sending it to real people from you. Even though it's merge codes, ideally you would send it one at a time to every individual person, but fortunately, like, we have computers that do that, right? So it'll insert the merge fields and it'll send it to Melissa. It'll send it to Cindy. It'll send it to Cheryl, all individually. And it looks like you care about them because you do care about them. It shows that you care about your reader. So now you might say, but Brian, it's a little self-serving. I'm just reminding them to read my email. Well, if you're writing emails that serve your audience, it's actually really serving them, right? All right, let's talk about email number 3. Now, this email will help you increase sales of your course or product. So if you want to increase sales of your course or product, you need to know how to use this email right here. Number 2, it's going to get subscribers to make a decision. The largest competition against making a buying decision is indecision, right? So people, most of the time, they're not choosing between like, I need to buy, this course on homeschooling or this course on homeschooling. Like, they're not comparing you to somebody else's course. They're comparing your course to doing nothing. And so this is going to help them make the decision. Should I buy or should I not buy? And most people just don't make any decision. Indecision is where they are. They've made a decision not to decide. You're getting them to decide. And then number 3, it'll calm your nerves about cart closes. So a cart close is when your course or your book or your special event or whatever when the doors are closing, when you can no longer buy. And so, for example, like it closes at 9 p.m. tonight and you have, like a countdown on your sales page and this course is going away. You can't join after 9 p.m. or whatever the time is. That is so exciting, but it's also nerve-wracking as a content creator, as a course creator. This email will help you in this because it gives you something to do right as the cart is closing. It's pretty powerful. So let me walk you through it. All right, so I call this the "You Still Up" email. Okay, say that out loud. You still up? So that's the subject line. You still up? Okay, not "Are you still up?" or "Dear Melissa, I'm inquiring as to your status of sleep right now." No, just really casual, like "You still up?" And I'm trying to remember who I borrowed / copied / stole this from, but I'm going to give two guys credit. I'm going to give my friend Ray Edwards and my friend Matt McWilliams because I've seen both of them use it, and it is an awesome email. And I have to tell you, of the three, this one's definitely my favorite. So here's how you use it, okay? Let's say your program, your course, your live event, whatever you happen to be selling, it's closing at midnight on Monday night, okay? Midnight at Monday night. At about 8 o'clock is usually when I send it. So a few hours before the cart closes, before it's too late to join, I send this email. Subject line, "You still up?" Then what I do is I insert in the body of the email, I insert a countdown timer. So the one I use is called Out a Timer. I got it from Digital Marketer. There's other ones that I've seen that have worked really well. All you do is just Google email countdown timer and you'll find a bunch of them. And by the time you're watching this, there might be another cool one out there. Okay, I've seen different people use different ones. Email countdown timer. So basically, it looks like a picture. It's like a countdown clock, okay? And there's all kinds of different colors and fonts and things that you can do to customize it. But there's a countdown clock at the beginning of the email. And then it says, "Hey, first name, before I head to bed, I wanted to check in with you. My program closes in just a few minutes, and I noticed you haven't joined yet." Now, the reason I say a few minutes is because you don't know when they're going to open up the email. If it closes at midnight, I send it at 8. It gives them about 4 hours to make a decision. But some people might only check their email an hour later. So I just say a few minutes kind of as a generic term of it's closing soon, right? My program closes in just a few minutes and I notice you haven't joined yet. I'd hate for you to miss out. See, it's it's showing that you care about them. I'd hate for you to miss out. Click here to join us before we close the doors. So your call to action, you're telling them what to do. Click here to join us before we close the doors. And then what I would do is I would hyperlink that line right there. So it's a clickable line. So you highlight it and then you insert a link. So click here means they can actually click that link. So click here to join us before we close the doors. And then something fun and personal like, okay, now I'm going to bed, or okay, now I'm going to binge watch my show, or okay, now I'm going to put the baby to sleep, or whatever you happen to be doing. Okay, now I'm going to bed, and then your name. So let me walk through this one more time. So it's 8 o'clock at night. Your program closes at midnight on a Monday, and you got the jitters. You're just like, oh, are the sales going to come in? Like, who else is going to join? What I do is actually look at all the people in the campaign that have clicked an email. So this is not going to all of my subscribers. This would be really annoying. It's just going to people that have clicked but not purchased. So clicks but not purchase. And you send this email and it says, "Are you still up?" Insert countdown timer so you can see like, oh, there's only 3 hours and 13 minutes left. There's only 30 minutes left. There's only 5 seconds left, or whatever the countdown timer currently is. And that updates, so when you send it out, it's the actual time. "Hey, first name, before I head to bed, I wanted to check in with you. My program closes in just a few minutes, and I noticed you haven't joined yet." So they're just like, oh man, like he's actually writing me. This is awesome. "I'd hate for you to miss out. Click here to join us before we close the doors. Okay, now I'm going to bed," and then your name. And that's it. This email is really powerful. Let me tell you why. This is why it works. First of all, people want a sense of accomplishment before going to bed. When we finish the day, we want to feel like, what did I actually do today? And believe it or not, joining a program, signing up for a course right before you go to bed makes you feel awesome. Like, oh, I did it. I took the leap. I'm changing my life. I'm bettering my business. I'm improving my marriage. Now I'm going to teach my kids because I signed up for that program. So people want a sense of accomplishment before going to bed, and you can give that to them by them clicking the link and joining your program. All right, number 2, if they open your email, they are interested in your program. So that's why it works. Because if you sent an email and it said, "You still up?" and they weren't interested, they wouldn't even open it. So it does catch the attention of people that are already interested in your program. Number 3, it personalizes the decision. And I've seen this time and time again based on the You Still Up email. People that join when they click the You Still Up email, they will post in the Facebook community, I bought at the last minute, or, oh, I'm so glad you sent that reminder email because I almost didn't buy, but I'm so glad. It feels like they're part of it with you. Like you were checking in on them and they feel like, oh, I just really needed just that last reminder, so thank you. I've seen it time and time again. And then 4th, and this is the best part of all, it adds excitement. Like, how fun is that? You know, they get this email, they're like, are you still up? I am still up. Oh, I should be going to bed, but I'm not. I'm still awake. Why am I checking my email? Oh, the countdown timer. Oh, this thing's closing. Wow, I need to join this. Like, it's kind of fun, and people want fun. They want adventure in their life. And so this is a way for you to make a sale, serve your audience, and also have some fun in the whole process.
All right, so there you have it, my 3 favorite emails to increase your sales of your products online. I hope you found it valuable. Your next step is to take those emails and load them into your email platform. Now, while you're here, I want you to do 2 things. Number 1, leave a comment telling me which of the 3 emails you're most excited about using. Is it the 1 question email? Or maybe it's the did you get this email? Or maybe it's the you still up email. Whichever one it is, just leave a comment below and let me know. The second thing I'd love you to do is click on the share button. This training, if it helps you, it'll help your friends, and I would love you to share it with your friends. So click the share button to share this video training with your friends. You'll be getting another email from me when the next video, the last video in our video series, goes live. So be looking for that, and I'll see you in the final video.